Good to see you, Jose. Good morning. Hey there, Benetta. Appreciate you joining us. Miss Katie. How you doing, Katie? So we'll have Cutco Chelsea on, I believe, if I read the Facebook post correctly, or maybe she's for ALC, but we'll give it a couple minutes here because I'm sure we'll have somebody on to chat with us first real quick if it's not Chelsea. Before we get started here, probably give it about 4 or 5 minutes if you'll need to go to the restroom or get a cup of coffee, anything like that. We'll just give it a few minutes, let everyone jump on. Yep, there's the sharpest girl in town, Miss Chelsea.
Had to get that coffee. Know what I mean?
Hey, right. How you doing, Chelsea? It's good to see you.
I'm gonna turn it into a coffee pot if I have to stay home.
I know the feeling. Jake, good to see you.
Hi there. Good morning.
Morning. So Chelsea, we'll give it a couple minutes, let people file on to make sure we have the biggest audience possible for you to share with.
How's everybody doing?
Good to see you, Rocky. How about yourself? There's Mariana. How you doing? All right, Chelsea. Well, I'll keep adding people as they join in, but I think we should be good. We've kind of had a slow up of people joining in. Every time I say that, 90 people try to join again, so I'll just keep admitting as we go. But I'll let you go ahead and start sharing with us, Chelsea.
Okay, cool. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, I hear you good. Everyone else?
Can you hear me? Is it connecting? Great. Well, I'm not going to stay on y'all's meeting all day, but OMG, I am normally at KW all over Dallas. Rocky, I have not seen you in like 2 years.
I know.
It has been way too long. I don't.
Yep.
I see Jose and Kate. I have to scroll over here to other pages to see other faces that I know, but I just wanted to hop on a few minutes today and do something special for you guys. I love all the agents at KW Central. If you don't know who I am, my name is Chelsea Banks Rodriguez. I'm Cutco Chelsea. Yes, I'm the one that does all the engraved butter spreaders for all these agents. There's my cat. I swear, homeschooling is awful. It's awful. Off my knives. That would be great. Thank you. And she jumps back up on the knives. It's not going to work. You know, we're just going to go with it. Children, but fur babies, yes. They love me working from home. And I want to just make a funny joke. Over the last 2 months, a girlfriend sent me this coffee mug. You can't read it, but it says, I survived another meeting that should have been an email. And that is like the story of my life these days. I don't know about you guys, but you're on meeting after meeting. I was on my computer yesterday for 13 hours. 13 hours. That is not healthy for anyone to look at blue light that long. At the end of the day, my husband's like, let's watch a movie. I'm like, let's not do that. So I like to kind of make some of the things that we're all dealing with. But I just want to come back and say, I miss all of your faces. I look forward to being together again. Real estate's still happening. It makes me very grateful to be in the business that I'm in. And I just want to give you a couple of updates of what's going on with Cutco so that you know where we're at and how we can still serve you. We have over 600 factory workers in New York that have not worked since March 16th, since the shutdown. And every single day and week, our company has still paid people, even though they have been off work. We have more knives than we know what to do with. We have a surplus of knives to engrave with your name on it. And now is the time, if you've never given our gifts before, to buy American. Also, the one objection that I would get in my real estate business, this is not my normal spiel. I hope you guys like it. Yes, we engrave butter spreaders. That's what I do. It's tax deductible. All of you know that. But now more than ever, the objection that I have not gotten in the last 2 months with my real estate agents is, why would I give a knife? So I used to get that a lot. That was the main objection. They're like, I don't know how I feel about giving my clients a knife. Would they actually use it? Well, I'm here today to just kind of remind all of you, if you give our gifts, great. If you don't, or maybe you stopped, I'd love to just throw the little idea on the bandwagon that people, although some businesses are starting to reopen, people are at home. They're cooking at home more. I mean, let's be honest, they're cooking their brains out. My business has been insane April and May working from home because people want their knives sharpened. They want more stuff. And I have had more people call me in the last 2 months from your clients that have been given Cutco that said, we're home, we're cooking more. My realtor gave me this knife. We love it and we want to get more. I want to throw that out there. So if you've stopped giving our gifts, or you need to reorder, or you've never tried our gifts, I really just want to come on today and encourage everyone to think about, where are you spending money during these times? Is it on American-made products, American-made programs, or is it, I don't know, on other stuff, handbags? I have no idea. I had an agent tell me yesterday she bought like 3 handbags. Point is, what I do, I've never been more proud and more tied in and more grateful to work for the company that I do. And I love serving the real estate community. You guys, watching how you've responded to everything going on, it just excites me, and it really melts my butter. So obviously, here's a knife. That's what we do. We engrave them. This is not a new concept to your office. I've been in your office lots of times, but I am going to do something special for you. They like free stuff, right, Clark?
Yeah, they do. And I did too. That's why we're such good friends, is because I won a knife in one of your classes back in the day.
Yeah. So we ran a spring sale that I sent out an email last week and a text about, but I am so behind on all of the leads that have come in from that I've had to request an extension because I can't get all of it done. So if you missed that, I sent out an email about it. We're going to be giving back to a couple of families in need. So every order, we're going to donate $40 for that. And what I'm going to do today is, if you know you need the special and you missed the text or you missed the email and you want to know what the special was, most of my agents are saving 15 to 25% off with the special. I need you to grab your cell phone right now. Go ahead and grab it. I don't see anybody grabbing their cell phone. Grab your cell phone and text my number. Text my number, 205-239-1634. 205-239-1634. Just text me your full name and then your email. And I will forward that email special to you so you can at least see it. And I might call you this week and just see if you have any questions. So buy American now more than ever. Your customers, your clients are cooking, they're flipping brains out. So what better to give them right now than Cutco? And heck, I'm awesome. I'm having the best day of my life. I'm not even wearing shoes. Are you wearing any pants? Some days I don't. So it is what it is. I appreciate the time, Clark. I hope that was interesting. 205-239-34. I'll post the information over in the chat.
Awesome. Thank you, Chelsea. You are the sharpest girl in town, and we all do appreciate you. So thank you for being awesome. All right, y'all. Well, I appreciate Chelsea hopping on today to share with us, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So Jake, Benetta, Mariana, y'all feel free to go ahead and unmute yourselves, and we can go ahead and get rolling here. But the reason, just for y'all's knowledge, the reason that I wanted to put together this class today, and just leadership kind of came to me, is we've been doing all these classes, and that's been great and awesome. Chelsea also just put something in the messages for y'all to read as well, just for her info. But they came to me and they wanted to put something together that would really bring the agents together and create a good discussion, because I know that I can share with y'all and I can teach these classes every single week, twice a week, but at some point you're going to need to hear these things and hear successes from your fellow agents, the people that, you know, are your peers in the market center. And so that's really the reason for the class today and the reason that we're doing this. So y'all go ahead and feel free to unmute if you're on our panel today, and we'll go ahead and get started here. Kati, you can go ahead and unmute you as well. But so we've got Jake Langford, Mariana Pearson, Kati Hauser, and Miss Benetta Robbins sharing with us today. I appreciate y'all taking the time out of your day to help us. And we can just go, I've got a list here on my participants, so we can go in this order of Benetta, Jake, Kati, and Mariana as we answer questions. So Benetta, I'll start with you first. When you got into using KW Command for the first time, what was your experience, and what's your most used feature that you personally use in Command on a day in and day out basis?
Well, for me, my favorite feature is being able to create Facebook ads. So as a newer agent, I do a lot of open houses. And so I was creating Facebook ads for the open houses. And then the amazing Jake showed me how to create my landing pages. So when my people are coming into my open house, it feeds right into your database. So you don't have to upload those people. And it actually, so when you're getting the stuff from the Facebook ads and you're getting stuff from your landing page, it feeds all of that right into your database. And you can actually search for it, and you can see who's clicked on your ad, how far in they went. It gives you their phone number, their email, and all that kind of information. So it's just a great tool to gather prospects.
Awesome. I appreciate that. That's a great share there. And what about you, Kati?
I was gonna say also the ads. It's just so easy to put them in there, and the fact that everyone just clicks, yep, that's my information. I mean, you're all automatically getting, information for buyers potentially now or in the future. And it's, I put out, I think every time I put out an ad, the minute I activate it, I start getting leads. I mean, we probably get in a day or two, probably 15 to 20 leads on any ad we put out there.
Okay. And I'm going to interrupt here real quick. What are you specifically doing? Is there anything that you could share? Because I've had a lot of calls with agents that they're having struggles with Facebook ads. So do you know anything specific that you're doing correctly, or anything about your process on that? Or has it just kind of been trial and error for y'all?
I don't really have any issues. Well, I don't know what kind of issues they're running into, but I put together a landing page, or if I've got one of my Matterport tours, it's just a quick click to take a 3D tour, and people love that. People want to see something. It's always coming back to that come from contribution thing. So if somebody sees something that they want to do, you want to take a 3D tour through a house right now, they're going to want to click on it. So I'm also, wherever the property is, let's say it's in Richardson, I'm doing Richardson within, I think 15 miles. And I leave it pretty open, but I'm also going in and I'm specifically targeting all of those categories of the audience that you want to fine tune it. So house hunting and people that are interested in mortgages and people that have been interested in Zillow, I'm specifically targeting those people.
Okay, awesome. So good note for y'all if you've never done a Facebook ad or you're going to be doing one here soon or just getting your feet wet. Pay attention to what she said. I'm going to post this on YouTube later as well, but make sure you're targeting the right types of people on those ads. So that's a great share, Kati. Thank you for that. Jake, what feature in Command are you using the most for your business?
Sorry. So I think I definitely use campaigns as well. I use designs and sites a lot. I do a lot of really good things with landing pages, both for like open house sign-in sheets when we get back to, whatever the future looks like and being able to host open houses more. But yes, having the sign-in sheet that lead in directly to your database is good. And then designs. So I use designs quite a bit. You can tie designs in with a lot of other portions. So you can tie in a design with a landing page. You can tie in a design with a Facebook ad campaign. So designs is kind of one of those that if you get really good at it, you can also use that in other portions of Command.
Definitely. Do you have any specific designs that you go to? Do you use the neighborhood videos a lot, or is it a specific type of post or maybe print material that you're using or making?
I use a lot, one, the easy ones are of course like the just listed, just sold, like all those, but you can go into those and you can change it to whatever you want to. So I use that just because I like the formatting of them and it's consistent. So if you're looking at my Instagram or something like that, you see kind of a consistent theme as you scroll through. I haven't done the neighborhood snap videos. I do like market it a little bit differently. So that's not something that I've done there, but they are really cool when people do them.
Perfect. Thank you for that, Jake. And Mariana, last one for this question. What are you using the most in Command for your business?
Yeah, so to not be unique, mine was the campaigns as well. I think just because of the ROI on them, as far as I was running Facebook ads directly through Facebook and Instagram, but now I'm seeing so much. I mean, I think we all have seen so many more results just by using the Command version, just because of the company-wide account or whatever that we have. And so I also wanted to put a tip out there, because you were talking about people struggling with what to put on there. I actually recently got into that part of Command, and I saw they were putting, they have like examples of what you can post now, where you can literally just click to see the example and it'll create the ad for you. And then from there, you can change out the text, you can change out the image or whatever, but they're literally giving you things that you can, that other agents are having success in, to where you can try and test those out. But what we did, I am doing like a little first-time home buyer freebie right now. And so I boosted that out recently, and I got like over 50 people respond wanting a copy of it. So freebies have been really good for us.
Okay, awesome. Well, sounds like campaigns are getting used a lot, y'all. So if you're not utilizing that, take from our awesome panel here. That may be a good thing to look into for your business. And Mariana, just to clarify, for seeing these posts, is that over on the right side in campaigns, or where is that at?
It's literally, they now have a dashboard. Well, I think they've always had a dashboard, but in the dashboard, it has like an overview of your campaigns. And like right in the middle of the page, you'll see where it has examples of what you can post.
Awesome.
I think it's also like Kati mentioned, and you followed up with targeting. I think it's also really important to know certain price points, like pick an active price point and a pretty house. So, I mean, I think a lot of people, I've seen ads even come across like my Facebook because of targeting from like other KW agents or just like other agents in general. And the house is something like, oh, that's a listing and it's okay, but it's not something that's going to intrigue me enough to click on it and give my information. So you have to think of like, if you don't have a listing that's like standout, gorgeous, and that, you know, great $200,000 to $300,000 price point, I would find someone that does have that. You know, as soon as you get into higher price points, your leads are going to drop just a little bit. But so I would pick like a sweet spot price point and a really pretty house.
Awesome. That's a good thought there, Jake. Thank you for that. And Rocky, feel free to unmute yourself. I saw in the chat that you do have a question.
Yeah,
what's your
just
question?
real quick, I did a campaign a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't get anything until like a week later. I started getting stuff on my dashboard, but then also I started getting these weird texts, and they would copy, like there would be 3 or 4 different numbers on there. Do y'all get text like that? It says I'm interested in
your
a
ad
specific house, and then it would have a Facebook link like to a place.
Yeah, that's a scam. Yeah, so you're gonna get those whether you're running the ads or not. That's basically like a scam where they want you to click on the link. If they're not giving you the address, then, you know, directly like, hey, we saw this listing. Because I know I've gotten those before when I wasn't promoting a listing currently on Facebook, or at least an ad.
It just started happening after I did that first. So it was like,
I don't think it has anything to do with Command.
Perfect, thanks.
And as far as like your success rate, what are you posting about?
I only did the one. It was that virtual open house, and I put a video up there instead of a picture. So yeah, probably not. I don't know if it was the best one to do or not, but.
So if it was a video, what were they going to get once they click more? Was the video in the post, or was the video after?
It was in the post. So where you would upload the picture, it was actually the video, and then it was I can't remember what my call to action was, but it was like click here to. Oh, it was
learn
for
more,
this,
probably.
I guess I need to make it more appealing. Something
well,
more intriguing that they want to.
And I would hold some goods back. So like what I did for mine, that like my recent one, the one that's running now, the video tour is after you submit your information, but before there's a carousel of pictures. It's a really pretty exterior, really pretty kitchen. And so then my thing is, if you want to see the video tour, click learn more. So then most people, they're intrigued enough by the pictures and they want to see the video tour. So they're going to click on it. And I've gotten like leads off of that.
Okay.
And you're sending them to a landing page with that video, Jake, just
Yep,
for
I created the
clarification that
landing
you
page.
created in Command.
Yep, in Command, it's got the video tour, and then it's got the listing information. So all that is in there.
And are you uploading the video, or are you doing a YouTube link? How are you embedding that or uploading that? to the landing
So
page?
now on sites, there actually is a widget for embedding video. So I've got to upload
Perfect.
it to YouTube, and then it just is embedded in the page, which
Okay.
controls the way you used to have to do it. There was a kind of a
Yeah.
hidden way you could embed it in a text thing, but the size of the screen didn't match always.
Right.
So this, by allowing us to embed video, they now have fixed that for you.
Okay, awesome, perfect. Well, Benetta, we'll come back to you now to start the rotation back around. Question number 2 here. When you were getting ready to get started in Command, was there anything, or what was it that held you back, scared you, prevented you from diving in at first, if anything, or did you just adopt because someone said so?
Well, I was one of the lucky ones, and I became an agent right when we were getting out of dot loop and all of that, and Command was already created. So I didn't have any fears about it. It seemed like a pretty good system. I mean, it had its glitches really bad at first, but I found it to be quite easy to navigate. So I just jumped right into it, and that's all I've used. I used Green Sheets once, which was an absolute beating. And I have to say the commissions through Command is so much easier. And I don't know, I love it. So I'm glad I didn't have to experience the transition trying to get my database over. So I was one of the lucky ones.
Awesome. Appreciate you sharing that. And how about you, Kati? Was there anything that was worrying you whenever you got started up in Command, or were about to?
No, so I got access pretty early, and I always wanted more. I just wanted to dive in immediately. Part of that was just being part of the Tech Ambassador and Labs program. So I know that for some people, it's just kind of either it's the unknown people are uncomfortable with, or learning something new. But it's if you're uncomfortable doing that, maybe you run it concurrently with whatever you're currently using and just kind of start getting into it that way. But no, I dove right in. I've wanted more and more access since the day I heard about this.
Okay, awesome. Well, I appreciate that. How about you, Jake?
I'm similar to Benetta. We started around the same time. So I didn't really have another system I was coming from or anything like that. I would say that for me, I adopt technology pretty quickly. I like it. I think that it makes life easier. There was a little bit of a hesitation as far as it wasn't overwhelming. There's a ton you can do in that system. KW has really tried to make it our one-stop shop so that you don't have to use, other products or other technology or pay other fees. But with that comes a little bit of intimidation just with how much it is. So my advice around that is I kind of looked at it, what's the one thing that interested me the most? And that was designs. So I got really good at that and learned it really well. And then from doing that, I learned, okay, well, then I can use designs to help this other portion of Command. And then I would learn the next section. So you don't have to learn it all at once. I kind of think of it as on the left-hand side, the little sections or widgets. I would learn one of those, find one of those that gets you excited and learn that one. And then figure out a way that it can tie in with another one and learn that next section.
Yep, I took the same approach whenever I've been learning things. And for me, I've said it a million times, Marty Miller on YouTube, I'd watch his videos. He's got these 66-day challenges, and, you watch 4 or 5 videos on a topic, and then you go around and play in it. And within an hour or so, within an hour and a half, you can be fairly well versed in a widget on Command. In case, for those of you that have not really played in it much or been hesitant to, time commitment there, as long as you're sitting down willing to just come in as a student and learn a new topic, it's not as bad as you think. So thanks for sharing that, Jake. And how about you, Mariana?
Widgets,
go ahead.
Like he said, the widgets are great because they're very user friendly. And so even if you don't have a lot of technology experience and you get into those widgets, it's fairly simple to go through and use them. They kept it simple but effective.
I agree. It's a good way of putting it, Benetta. Thank you. And how about you, Mariana?
Yeah, so obviously I had to dive into it a lot sooner than most. And like Kati, I'm a tech ambassador, so it was easy for us to get some early access and see what what it could do, I think the biggest thing that I see other agents struggling with, and even I kind of struggled when I had to learn it to teach the classes and stuff, was it's just not super intuitive. So Benetta, you're right. Like it is user friendly once you get to know it, but I couldn't hand you command and be like, here, and you know what to do. So I think that's where people get really caught up, is because they get frustrated and they give up before they really get to know it. And so it's just not intuitive. And so I think people are kind of hard on themselves sometimes when they're in a class and they're like, I just don't get it. And then they just don't use the product. And it's like, you're not supposed to get it. Like I didn't get it. Katie didn't get it until we were in it and using it more. And we saw what it could do. And then like Jake said, is he was using the parts that worked for him. And then once he got good at that, he moved on to the next part. Because I think everyone's trying to focus on using 100% of command in the campaigns, the database, this part of command, this part of command. There's so many parts. But it's like, use one that works for you and then move on to the next.
Exactly. And I mean, you're all going to need to be using opportunities to get paid. So you might as well start learning that.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
know,
there's 3 things you have to know
there.
how to do. Yeah. If you want to get paid. And if you know those, then yeah.
You're good to go. Exactly. Well, thank you for sharing that, Mariana. Back to you, Benetta. By the way, do we have any questions real quick before we continue on? I want to give you all that opportunity real quick. I know we're chatting away and I've got coffee flowing through my body. So if I'm talking too fast, y'all feel free to help me hit pause. All right, I'll assume we're good. So back to you, Benetta. What would you say? Do you have a best kept secret in command, or something that is just, you know, a deal breaker in a good way for you that really helps your business? Anything like that for you, tool like that?
Well, what I'm starting to really use is in opportunities, the ability to make tasks under each portion, depending, you know, according to where my opportunity is.
Mm-hmm.
So making those task lists to make sure I don't miss any steps, because as a new agent, you're always afraid you're going to miss something, or you're going to forget to tell your buyers or your sellers something. And so creating those tasks in there under each phase of the opportunity has been extremely helpful. And helps keep me on track more.
Definitely. Our team, we've done the same thing with our transaction coordinator, director of ops. She did the same thing, especially for the closing side, because the way our team works is the buyer or listing agent is your main point of contact with the client up until we go into pending after option. And then I'm still here, but Cheryl, our girl, is your main point after that. And so for her, same thing. She's got all these awesome tasks associated with ordering this, ordering that, reaching out to this person, getting this. So perfect example there of just, you know, something kind of hidden in there that it's not on the top layer of command. You don't just see it right away when you go into opportunities. And by the way, speaking on that, some people have been asking me, what does legacy mean? There's a legacy phase in, I think it's in the closed out section or right around there in opportunities. That is only for legacy being any dot loop transaction you brought over that was in the middle of the process. That is what that legacy little phase is for. So if you were using a transaction in dot loop, brought it over to finish in command, that's what that would be used for. At this point, I assume none of us, or very few of us, are at that point. But just to answer that question, I've been getting a lot. Katie, how about you? Do you have a best kept secret on the program?
Yeah, I've got 2 of them actually. My favorite best kept secret that I don't actually think many people know about is the ability to upload a PDF and edit it. So when you see something that another agent posts or sends out and you're like, that looks awesome, I wish it was branded to me, you can just upload it and change the text and put your information on it. Also, I really love the pre-written social posts. They've got videos that are done for you and all you got to do is hit schedule. So I love both of those.
And for y'all's clarification, social posts are different than paid ads. So that social post part is also part of the campaign's little tab, the applet on the left side of your page, that you can post schedule, meaning you've created it in designs, maybe like Jake does, or maybe you've uploaded a video like Katie was talking about. You know, you have a lot of options there for that. Rocky's asking you, Katie, where do you upload the PDF for your customization?
Let me poke around for a minute. I'm a poker arounder, so I can't tell off the top of my head. But I'll find it and I'll let y'all know.
Yeah, Jake's saying it was in designs.
Mm-hmm. You go to designs and click on the little plus sign, and one of the options is to upload PDF, or it's called like PDF something.
I remember I got to that point in the class and then it all broke on me for transparency. So, I mean, as y'all have seen, if you've been watching these classes over the past few months, life does happen and it doesn't always work for me too. I'm not special because I'm hosting a class on Zoom. So it doesn't have a bias to who it breaks to.
Yeah, I just found it. If you hit the plus, if you go to designs and you hit the plus button, it'll pull up create design. It'll say email, social, print, video, import, PDF.
Perfect.
Katie, on the social posts, did you say they have like pre-made content already ready to go?
Yes.
To post out?
Yes.
And something new. Making a note.
Jake, how about you? Do you have a best kept secret on command?
So one of mine was going to be PDF, like Katie. That's really good. The other one for me is tasks in general. So not just related to opportunity, but the task list that's going to be on your kind of like your homepage dashboard. I think a lot of people don't use that. I am a list person. I have to have a list. I have to create a list daily. So I think that's, if you're someone that you like a task list or to-do list, import it. I mean, just start making it in command, because I think that's really simple. And it can integrate with Kelly in various ways. So that, and then also like just the dashboard itself being customizable. There's a lot of there's a lot of items on it. And when you're looking at that same thing, I just like it to be clean. I only want the things that I need on there. So you can clear all that out or customize it to where the things that you need are at the top. And that makes, like, when you first log in, to me, it's kind of like an easier, fresher view. I've got my tasks for the day, and I've got a spot for notes. Those are the main things I have to have in the morning. So that's good.
Perfect. Thank you, Jake. And yeah, so like he's saying, you can edit, where the widgets are on your homepage. You can change that up. And also yesterday, they just uploaded a new widget at the very bottom of your dashboard, and it's a series of videos from Gary Keller and other different things. So if you're wanting just some cool videos, if you're just trying to kill some time and learn something good and productive for your business, you can go click through those as well on your command dashboard on the homepage at the bottom. And how about you, Mariana? Best kept secret?
Mine was the neighborhood videos. I was playing around with that actually last week some more because I hadn't gotten a chance to look at it, and I was really liking it. You can actually, I don't know if this has always been a feature, but you can now edit like the stats too, to where it doesn't just pull, from wherever. So you can edit. And I last week I downloaded one because they're really cool looking too. They're just fun and have some fun music. And I uploaded it to our Nextdoor app. And so just was kind of like, hey, here's like a cute little video I made. Or I didn't say cute, but like, here's a video with more information, about the stats in our neighborhood or whatever. And a lot of people commented, liked it, and just liked that information. So doing that, I mean, it's what you do with it, what you use, how you use it. But it was super easy to put together. I mean, you didn't have to do anything other than add the stats. And you don't even have to do that if you don't want to.
Definitely. That has probably been the easiest design ever to make, y'all, is a neighborhood video. Just make one tester. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because having moving content like that, and for it to be literally as easy as type, click, enter, download, it's literally that fast, y'all. You can do it within 60 seconds. So that's awesome. Thank you, Mariana. Well, back to you, Benetta. What would you say to anyone that's been resisting command? What would be your advice to them if they have been hesitant to jump on board yet, and maybe they're trying to see about maybe getting into that? What would your advice to them be, Benetta?
Well, and kind of like what Mariana said and what Jake both said, is don't try and tackle the whole system at once. Go in and do like the Scott Leroy 66-day challenge, where it takes you step by step, and each day you do a different piece, and it kind of fits it all together and gets you working in there. Or just tackle the part that you think you need the most at that time and go watch the videos and work on that piece. Breaking it into the pieces is the best way to do anything. You don't want to tackle one big, huge project trying to figure out everything in command, because then you're going to get lost and overwhelmed. So, it's just like, so I'm a former math teacher. It's just like a math problem. We focus on the tasks, each step of the problem to make sure we're getting to the right answer. So you got to break it down into pieces.
Thank you, Benetta. And Chris asked, where can he find the 66-day challenge? Where the Scott Leroy one? Where is that one at?
It's on YouTube.
On their YouTube? Okay.
Yeah, if you go to Scott Leroy's YouTube, he's got
Marty Miller.
Do what?
Is it Scott Leroy or Marty Miller?
I thought it was a Scott Leroy one.
So Scott Leroy definitely has updates, but I think the 66-day challenge is actually Marty Miller.
Okay.
I'll put, so I'm sure a lot of us probably have the same ones, but Marty Miller, Jay Cermak, which I'll type in the chat.
These. Yeah, you got it. Okay.
Yeah. Jay Cermak, and then Scott Leroy. All of those, like if you search like command and those 3 names, and there's others, but I would say those are definitely 3 of the very useful ones. And the great thing about them, well, I'll kind of go on this now, but their channels are they have them done by section too. So like, I know like there's a section on Marty Miller's where command, like he talks about designs for a little while. So, I mean, you can find the section that you like and then find the videos that pertain to that section.
Yep. They've got playlists, and it's the same function that we have on our Office YouTube channel where I've been posting. I've been tagging every single Zoom class as a tech video. So if you went on the Office YouTube page and selected the tech playlist, you would see all of these videos and all the previous ones before I joined your office. So definitely a good tip there, Jake. Thank you for that. Kati, what about you? We'll kind of jump out of order here, but Kati, what would you say to anybody resisting command or not jumping on board just yet?
Just kind of like I mentioned earlier is, if you're using something else you're comfortable with, just kind of start transitioning slowly. You don't have to do everything all at once, but start getting to know the different aspects of the system. Because I think once you figure out everything that it can do, then you'll want to be diving in even more. The Scott Leroy tips I think are really great. When Christine sends them out, I look at all of them. If it's something I haven't done before or something I don't know how to do, I'll go through those. And I think that anything you can do with Scott Leroy, he's great. His trainings are really good.
Awesome. Thank you, Kati. Jake, did you have anything else that you wanted to add?
I look at it as kind of what they've talked about in shift and in bold and all that. You can't revenue your way out of a shift. So this, for me, it's been great because I haven't really been one of the people that's had to pay for a lot of like other services because I was an early adopter of this. But I do have agents that tell me all the time, I do that and this. I'm like, well, how much do you pay for that a monthly? So there is, like, we'll talk about this a little bit, but there's only one other thing that I pay for technology wise outside of command. So I think that's like my big advice is you pay for this already in your, like in our fees. So you might as well use it and embrace it. You may not use it 100%. We've all said that. There are parts of command that I use them, but only to about 50% of what they can do. And that's okay with me. That's not a section that I really need to embrace. So that's just kind of my suggestion is save yourself some money and use the pieces that are good for your business and good for you.
Yep, that's a great tip, Jake. Right now we need to be leading with revenue, especially during a shift. And even if you're using a different CRM and you're like, no, I'm not adopting it. Okay, don't adopt it, but just start playing with it at least. Import 3 contacts, upload 5 contacts, make fake clients. I literally have AAA client. I have all these fake names for people in my database just for testers, because when I'm teaching a class to y'all, it's because I've done it all beforehand so that I make sure I know it well enough to teach you. And so anyway, I really encourage y'all, just play a little bit in it. Just dip your toe in the water, at least start there. Mariana, what about you? What would your advice be?
Yeah, I mean, everything they said, keep it simple, 30 minutes to an hour a day where you're just committing to that time on command. And, you can watch all the videos. Like I've said this all the time, you can watch all the videos, you can come to all the classes, but if you're not spending time where you're actually in it and doing it, and like pretty much the 4 of us or 5 of us that are on the panel, yes, we watch these videos, but we're just playing around. Like Kati said, she's what did you call it?
A poke-arounder.
Or poke-arounder, yeah. Poke around. You can't break the system. Yeah, you can delete things if you mess something up, but you just got to be in it and using it.
Yep.
And the system can't break your business. So you're only using it to how much you need to, and especially as you're learning it, there's nothing that is going to break your business.
Unless you accidentally send like a mass text to your whole database saying something bad.
But that's quite difficult to do.
Yeah, you'd have to really stumble into that. You'd have to click a lot.
You don't
of
exactly
places.
stumble into Twilio.
Yeah, no. Well, that's perfect. Thank you, Mariana, for that. Back to you, Benetta. Here's our 5th question for the day, our last question before we finish. We'll finish these 4 questions, or questions to each of the panelists, and then we'll open it up to questions for y'all. So if you've got anything that you need to write down that you want to ask, feel free to go ahead and start doing that for the rest of the participants. Back to you, Benetta. What is one piece of technology that is not command related, that is not in the Keller Cloud, that you use religiously in your business that you would not be able to run your business without, or that is just a game changer for you? What piece of technology is that for you?
Well, what's really funny is I have just recently started using this program. I'm going to have to look up the name because I forgot that you were going to ask me this question. I'm going to have to go find the name on my computer, but I'm not using Zoom anymore because Sarah's husband and I do a live buyers class twice a month now. We did them 4 times in a row and got a lot of views. We had like 600 views on like our 3rd video. It was fantastic. But we realized in Zoom, we can't brand ourselves. So there's another program I have just recently purchased, and you can actually, and I learned this from Soto. He was amazing. I was been watching his videos and he like helped me get everything set up. But you can put your logo up in the corner. You can have a running ticker along the bottom. And you can also type in the topic that you're talking about, and you can change it as the video is going on. And so it's like $25 a month is it, but you have like an hour, and you can bring like 6 people into your video and do classes online and seminars online and all kinds of really cool stuff. And it hooks up with YouTube and Facebook, and they're trying to get hooked up with Instagram. So it's a really cool tool, and I will go look for it while the others are talking.
Okay, sound good. Yeah, just put that in the chat. Feel free to type it in for us. Thank you for that, Benetta. I appreciate that. Katie, what about you? One piece of tech that you could not live without?
Well, other than my phone and my computer, I just love the Scannable app. It's just called Scannable. It's I can take a picture of anything and instantly email it, and it makes a PDF. That's awesome. I also am a big fan of the Self-Employed QuickBooks program that tracks all my expenses. It automatically uploads receipts. It categorizes things. It tells you how much you're going to owe in taxes. It's awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, and speak on that Scannable app. I couldn't tell you how many times I've scanned a option or earnest money receipt on the hood of my car, in the seat of my car if it's windy, and just gotten that emailed immediately, because I don't want to have to think about it, because I got a little bit of ADD brain, and if you give me coffee too, we may be off to the races and maybe forgetting it immediately. So
yep, same.
Especially for me, gotta set up those fail safes for us to be successful. How about you, Jake? What's your one piece of tech?
So although I love designs, the other piece that I still pay for related to my business is Canva. I am addicted to it, I think. I use it nonstop. What?
It's so pretty.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot of content that's already in there. It's so customizable. I can immediately do things on it. I do some on desktop, but I use the mobile app version as well, which is actually surprisingly very good to work with for something that you're creating, like that content. And then I can immediately kind of put it in, and sometimes I schedule it in Command, sometimes I schedule it in the later app. But I use that quite a bit. You can do consistent branding. You can upload all of your logos and images, headshots, all that kind of stuff. So I know that I have consistent branding, consistent look, all that. So Canva is kind of my best friend.
Yep, definitely. It goes hand in hand with designs. And what I've been saying in all my classes, the things that designs can't do, Canva can. So I've quite literally made a design and left out the elements that I know I can't get in designs, but I still want to use the program. So I'll download my design, and then I'll just add in the icons or the this or the that in Canva. So I know it's a little extra work, and that may sound crazy to do it in 2 places, but I want to give it that ability and that chance to at least say, hey, I built 80% of this on designs, and the other 20% that is just not there yet, Canva helped me out with that.
Right.
And to answer your question, Rocky, Mariana answered you in the chat. It's $99 a year for the pro version.
Is that right, Jake? It used to be, and I think that's what I still pay.
I don't know.
$99 for the year.
Yeah, I think it's one of those where I
or
pay
like
for it and
$12.99 a year. Or something
I think it's
like that.
I think it's 13 monthly.
13
yeah, I think that I've been
yeah.
paying 13 monthly is what that is.
That sounds about right. I think it's $12.99.
Yeah.
I think if you buy it for a year, it's a little bit cheaper.
Right, like Costco, buying in bulk.
Yeah.
It's
so
but
worth
yeah,
it.
definitely a good tool. I wouldn't, like I said, just some of the abilities Canva has, Designs just doesn't yet, and that's not me knocking it. That's just a fact, and that's okay. I would still recommend, though, build as much as you can in Designs, and then decide I'm going to add this, 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 and this in Canva.
Yeah.
And free version, and the free version is good if you're not going to be doing a ton on it. but the paid version, being able to like save an image for like an Instagram post, but then immediately be able to resize it to a Facebook post or to a story post. I mean, so like resizing, and when you do the pro, you get access to more of like their images and icons and things like that. So I mean, yeah, exactly. So for me, it was worth it to go to pro with the amount that I use it. I use it, I would say, almost daily when I'm like planning out posts and things like that for social media.
Yep. And I use it for personal things too. I mean, I've made my groomsmen, invitation thing on it too. I've made a gift for my girlfriend. Like there's a million different designs in there. It doesn't have to just be for business. So awesome tool there. Mariana, how about yourself? What's your one piece of tech that you couldn't live without?
Oh, there's so many, like Kay said, your phone, your iPad, your email, and all this different stuff. But I was really trying to think of this one, and I'm like, a big, huge one for me, and I didn't think it was so big, is Google Drive. Like I use that. I don't even put things on my computer anymore because I can access any of the documents, Excel, whatever I'm using from my iPad, my phone, my computer, or this laptop, wherever. I'm uploading everything into the Google Drive, and it just makes it so much easier to find and search and all that kind of stuff. So Google Drive is a huge one for me.
I couldn't agree more. I lost a laptop, a MacBook in college to water damage, cup of water, roommate's dog, tail, all over the keyboard, the whole 9 yards. And if I had not backed up every single file from school into the drive, I would have lost it all. It was about 3 months since I had updated everything onto my physical hard drive. And without that, I would have lost everything. So I cannot attest to that enough. And it just helps when you're on the go. I can pull up a seller's disclosure, a listing agreement, any piece of paperwork from any document on any closing that our team has had since 2010 when we started. I can pull up on Drive, and it's just easy like that. So I couldn't agree more, Mariana. That's a great piece of advice. Well, that is my fifth and final question today. I'll open it up now to the participants. Feel free to just unmute yourself and ask or type in the chat. But what questions do you have for your panel here now that they've given y'all some awesome tips and tricks and advice here today? What do y'all have for us?
Who's for hire?
Oh, you know what? I'm glad you asked that, Rocky. There are people or teams, I don't know if it's individuals, but you can actually hire people to get your command up and running for you if you don't have the time to do it yourself. So they'll import your contacts and I don't know what all else, but if you want help with that, you can outsource it.
And it definitely may be worth it to outsource it too. People, I mean, it's one of those things that it could take someone a day to do what could take you a month to do. Because if you're like me, not only do I get sidetracked really easy when I get something started, like, this happens on a contract and I get sidetracked, it's worth it to pay someone just to get it done, do it, and be done with it. Because it's really important for your business to have your database and all that kind of stuff set up and ready to go.
Yeah, I agree on the setup. Go ahead.
No, I just said I love opportunities. I just, if somebody could just handle all the marketing part of it, that would be awesome. So.
Yeah. I'm sure you can definitely hire that out. I couldn't agree more, Mariana. I'll just add a stipulation that have someone set it up for you if you're going to leverage that out, but don't have someone run everything for you. Still learn it.
Yeah, you can.
Let someone get it started for you, because you're never going to know it if you don't play with it. You remember Facebook in the Farmville days, y'all? Like, y'all remember that? And at the very beginning, I hear laughter because y'all know I just brought something back from the depths of your minds. Facebook back then, I mean, it's a completely different app than it was now than it was then. I mean, if you did not play with Facebook at all from that update to this update now in 2020, you would be lost. It's the same with Command. You can't just assume it's going to be the same because even what I'm teaching on, some of the buttons, the words change, or this has moved over here now. We're kind of having to update and be flexible on all of that. Any other questions that you go ahead?
That scanner app, do you pay monthly for that or?
I think it's free.
Okay, well, I must have downloaded the wrong one because
there's a lot of them that are free for like 5 scans.
Yeah, I use one called Cam Scanner. It's free. The only thing is it does watermark or like stamp the bottom of it, just saying scanned with Cam Scanner. So as long as it's not like I use it for my option in earnest receipts, so it doesn't really matter if it has that little thing at the bottom.
Cam Scanner. Okay, there it is.
Cam Scanner. Yeah, there's so many of them.
Yeah, let me see what mine is called. Scanner app is called mine, white and black on the app, just Scanner app. A lot of those only have a certain amount that are free. or maybe you can only do 5 pages in a 24-hour window, and then you have to pay an upgrade from there. I, can't control that. That's all third-party stuff, but definitely worth it, I would say. I paid money for my mileage tracker that I use for my driving. So definitely worth it to invest a little bit in some of those mobile apps for your business. Do we have any other questions, y'all, as I get a little hoarse here at the end? I've been talking.
I have a really quick question.
What's up, Lisa?
On the Bow program, the other day we heard that someone was they were doing their text messages at night, but scheduling them. Do you guys know what program they used to do that with?
Well, Twilio sends out text messages, but I don't know if you can schedule them. Do y'all know, those of you on the panel, do you know if you can schedule when a Twilio text goes out, or is it just when it decides?
Mine automatically sends, so everyone that I put in my database, if I have their birthday, they automatically get a text message from it. But other than that, I haven't used Twilio.
Okay. Yeah, we haven't used it to a high level in our business, just on our team, just being transparent. So I'm not 100% sure on that, Lisa. If anybody
How
else.
are you spelling that?
TWILIO.
Twilio. Okay.
It's if you go to settings on command, it's one of the options to connect as an app down if you scroll down. And so that's how you would be able to send out automated texts through smart plans and different things like that. So.
Yeah, and I have mine set up for birthdays. So every single birthday that I have in there, it sends them a birthday text message like the day before.
And you did that as a smart plan, correct? And set them all up and had all their birthdays in. Okay, perfect. So that's just one other way to be checking your database health score, to get those numbers up for your health score as a whole. It's on your dashboard, I believe. And you can look in there to see kind of how you compare versus other agents in the market center and state at your production level. There's a lot of different options. Does anyone have any other questions before we finish up for today? I want to make sure we're giving y'all plenty of time, but I do understand that we all have the rest of our day to get to as well. Madeline said, can you do a class on how to send out the birthday text through command? So I did touch on that in our smart plans class that's on the YouTube channel. Madeline, it did come up in there. Do you want to, Benetta, real quick, just kind of give a quick rundown how you set it up so that Madeline can duplicate?
Oh, I don't know if I remember what I did.
Yeah, so basically
I did it like 4 months ago.
You're good. So I
could probably put something
There's
together.
Probably a video. There's probably a video somewhere out there on Scott Leroy Marketing or
Marty.
Or it's like less than 10 minutes. Yeah.
Really a two-step process, because your first step is going to be setting up Twilio, which is kind of like a process in itself. And then your second one would be just the birthday smart plan campaign. Yeah. So Marty or Scott Leroy.
We're actually getting ready to do that, because I hired one of my girls kind of as a part-time admin to get my database set up, because I have databases all over the place from other businesses. And she's going in and going to Facebook and pulling all the birthdays, getting the addresses, phone numbers, emails. And then the second phase is going to be setting up the birthday reminders on the rest of the people who don't already have it in my database.
Right.
So I can always throw something together if you need to.
Cool. Thank you for that, Benetta. I appreciate that. Let's see. Madeline says thank you for that. She said she appreciates that. Well, if we don't have any other questions, y'all, we'll go ahead and wrap it for the day. Thank you so much to Benetta, Jake, Mariana, Kati for taking time out of your day. I know y'all could have been doing a million different things right now with your hour, and I just appreciate you sincerely for being here to pour into the agents, because I would assume that y'all agree, participants and other agents, it was probably helpful to hear this from a different perspective, because I can only offer one perspective. I know that I'm an agent and that I've been one for 4+ years. But I know you don't know me that way yet. We haven't really gotten to know each other yet. So hearing from your peers is something I really wanted to make sure that we were able to do today. So thank y'all so much for taking the time out of your day to be here. As always, y'all, I'll be posting this on YouTube either later today or tomorrow. So I'll post that on the Facebook page as well, so you can see the link. And as always, have a great rest of your day. On Thursday, we're going to be going over creating an entire buyer's presentation and designs. It's going to be a complete walkthrough on a full buyer's presentation and designs that you can just print and download from there. It's going to be awesome. I will see y'all on Thursday at 10 a.m. and feel free to keep in mind the ALC meeting is here at noon today. Okay, so keep a lookout for that. ALC at noon today. Y'all have a great rest of your Tuesday, and we'll see you next time. Okay.
Awesome. Thanks, Clark.
Sure thing. Bye-bye.